Hawaii Blues fan. We're bleeding blue with you. Let's go!
Well, aloha, and welcome to the BlueNote Fan Report. I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan, and I'm your host on the program that's by a fan for the fan, and you got to know all about you, the fans. So what am I doing here on a Sunday at 5 p.m. Central Standard Time talking to you guys? Well, plain and simple, I want to know what you guys got to say. So I'm here live, online, and this is mainly for the St. Louis Blues Lounge, and I'm not going to be alone. We're going to talk some Blues hockey. And one of the best guys I know to talk Blues hockey, especially when things are not going good, is Blues Fan Reacts. Mason, how you doing, buddy?
It's going all right. A bit impromptu, but luckily I was home. I just got back from I was at the pool. I was going for a nice little swim. So I just got back and all right. Well, I guess we're talking Blues hockey.
Yeah, well, I kind of seen that you posted a little 3-minute video from your show with Blue Notes podcast, and hey, Mason's there. Why not have Mason come along with me? So hey, what I've been doing, Mason, is St. Louis Blues Lounge has got like 41,000 people in it, right? And this is the place to really like try and get viewers to us, you know? And so this is our introduction to them. Somewhat. I've been in the lounge before, but you know, I've been doing these lives in the lounge, especially now and what makes it hard for me is I'm now been tagged as a spammer. So I can only post 3 times a day. Right. You know, it's bad. So I finally got a hold of the guy that did it. I know why he did it. And I got someone to get a hold of him and tell him to knock it off. When I first did my contest, he won a prize of some Gloria beers. He refused to meet the guy that he wanted the guy to bring him to him and not meet him somewhere, you know? And he's like, no, man, I can't mail him. We got to meet somewhere. And he's like, no, I don't want to do that. So now he's pissed. So the way he's getting back at me is reporting all my stuff as spam, even though I had permission to post it in the group that he's an admin of. So now I'm limited. So you know what? That's a minor issue because I've got some good fans that love talking hockey. Excuse me. We're not going to get to see all the comments because the comments in the lounge I'll get to see and I'll kind of read them out. Alex Kennedy says, what's up? E says, I like that shirt. Thanks, E. Kennedy said he saw Vince Dunn today. Oh, that's great news. I wonder how he was, what he was looking like. You know, that's really something interesting that we got to check on how he's doing. How can you say it's not good when we just won last night? Well, okay. We did win a game last night. But there's some pretty negative things about that game last night, in my eyes, right?
Right.
The start of the game was hugely negative, and I kind of saw that coming. I actually said it on my pregame show that I thought that, you know, the Blues need to do this, but they're going to, you know, Colorado's going to come out and whack them. And that's exactly what happened. Colorado came out and whacked them. What's your impressions of that first period?
First impressions were, oh shit, we're down 2-0 to the Colorado Avalanche, which is never a good feeling because it's the Colorado Avalanche. And how often do they get a jump on a team and that team gets in the game? Very rarely. So not only does that attest to, you know, how good the Colorado Avalanche is, but it does also attest to how resilient the Blues can be at times. All right. We've seen plenty of times this season where, you know, they do still, I believe they still have the most come from behind victories in the entire league. I'm pretty sure they do. If they don't, it's at least top 3. But it seems like for us Blues fans, especially for me, it kind of seems like the Blues do what they want. You know, if they feel like going back in a game, then they will. And there was a chart going around hockey Twitter that kind of said, you know, it was talking about the deserve to win-o-meter. I'm sure everybody's seen it floating around their timeline, you know, from time to time.
I got to find that one.
And, you know, it was like 85% Colorado should have won that game, you know?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because, I mean, it was definitely a one-off, you know, for the Avalanche. And to be honest, like, was it? Because I thought they played fine. I thought the Blues played fine. You know, the beginning of that first period and that entirety of the second period were just a typical Blues hockey. You know, the Blues just don't want to show up in the second period. In the first period, well, it was the Blues getting completely avalanched. So,
yep. So, hey, let's say hi to a few people. Ashley Jones has jumped in the room. We got E. Guido and Alex Kennedy. They're in the chat room right now. I know you can't see them because it's for
yeah.
Are you in the Blues Lounge, Mason?
I don't think so, but it's all good.
Yeah. So so I'll keep looking at the comments down here. So if you notice why I'm looking down, that's kind of why I'm looking down.
I got you.
No, I'm with you. I thought that first of all, the way that the Avalanche came out, the Avalanche tried to bury the Blues very, very quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to say, no, the refs called good penalties. I will say that. But
the refs were great, actually. I love that. That was good.
Yeah, no. But see, and this is my thought process. You're a team that's been getting all these bad calls.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get these two calls, and they're good calls, but you get that feeling that, here it goes again. We're going to get called for everything, you know? So it was kind of that, and you saw that feeling just absorb the team. The 5-on-3 was justified. It was justified. Okay. Yeah. The goal probably wasn't. I think that's one that Bennington probably, I know it was through some traffic and that, but that's kind of one you don't want to give up a goal from that far, from that long of a distance, especially when it doesn't get tipped. And I don't think that goal got tipped. I think that went straight in, if I remember right. That one didn't get tipped, did it? Yeah.
I think it went straight in, definitely.
Yeah. It was a second one that he kind of misplayed. He overcommitted to the left and couldn't get back to the right quick enough. But it was his overcommitment was kind of right with the way the play was going. So you just kind of accept that one. But then O'Reilly, man, he was upset. And it was really nice to see him get that upset and come out and do what he did. I was really impressed with O'Reilly. And he's probably had, if you're looking for an MVP of the season, originally at the halfway mark, I would have said
there we go. I got the chat pulled up now. No,
okay.
All right.
Yeah. Oh man, sorry, Alex. Well, hopefully, Alex, don't forget to get in the contest. The next prize you gave away, I've got those pictures. I'm going to get them up on the website. Thanks so much for that. He gave away a really nice prize. I don't have it here. I'll try and pull it up later, put it on the website. It was really neat. I was told the team should always score in a 5-on-3. Iguido put that, and actually, it's Bernie says anytime over a minute, a 5-on-3, you should score.
Oh yeah. No, it's like because I mean with a 5-on-4, you know, a good power play is 25% for 5-on-4. So a 5-on-3 should at least double that, right? At least. But then there's so much more open ice in a 5-on-3, and we've seen it in the 3v3 overtimes. You know, there's just so much open ice. So when you have two extra players like that, I almost think that should triple those odds to 60%.
Yeah.
So you should be scoring a lot more than you like to. You especially shouldn't be scoring a 5-on-3 goal every 6 years. That's just ridiculous.
0 for 22.
0 for 22. That's not in the regular season. We did score one in the playoffs.
Well,
we scored one in the playoffs.
One in the playoffs, yeah. But 2016, in the regular season, 2016. But you know what? We scored the one in the playoffs against the Sharks, who had half a team.
Mm-hmm.
So you had half a team with half the players on the ice. So that one almost doesn't count. I mean, you and me could have took the puck and scored on that. And neither one of us can skate for shit. You know,
I can skate just fine. You can speak for yourself. I'm fine. I played hockey for 11 years.
Okay. Well, I can't skate. So, right. Well, I'm going to learn how. I'm hoping that, the Hockey Warriors have adopted me. The Blues Hockey Warriors.
Yes, that's right. That's right.
Right. Have, even though I'm here, they consider me a member. And when I get home, they're going to get skates for me and get me out on the ice and all that fun stuff.
That was fun.
That's a lot of fun. Did you get to check out my ladies' night the other night?
No, I didn't.
Oh man, I had Ashley Jones on, who you know, right? Very, very intelligent fan.
Yes.
I had Anna Q, who is a sports writer for SB Nation for Game Time. Brand new to the Blues. Okay. She's only been here for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So she's learning. Brought her on to help her, learn our traditions and introduce her to the fans. I thought that, only the right thing to do,
Yeah.
And then I had Tracy Cockrum, who is the goalie for the B team of the Hockey Warriors that won the Tornado Alley. Right.
Okay.
She was the goalie. So that was, I know you're going, Tracy Cockrum. Who's that? So,
I didn't know who that was, but all right.
But no, it was
there we go.
Pretty good show. I'm actually thinking I'm going to do that more often. Have a ladies' night. Let the ladies get on and talk about hockey and try and do things like that. Yeah. Hey guys, I gotta ask you something while you're watching this. If you're watching this in the lounge, are you seeing the video okay? Because my video is
the video's coming up fine. I'm watching.
It is coming up fine. Okay,
yeah, it's totally good.
Yeah, the one that I've got's got us frozen, and I don't know if that's just because I don't have it on play or something like that.
Yeah, so. No, it looks fine. It looks fine from my angle. But
no problem.
Marianne Holmes, excuse me, ask any word on Colton. If you ask me, I think he's out for the season. I think he is. I don't think he's out because he took the puck to the face. And my only logic behind that is that if he had taken the puck to the face, he would have gone to the dressing room immediately to get stitched up and came back out. All right. I think it's an upper back injury is what it is. I think it's a back injury.
They're saying
it has been obvious since he's come back that he's still not looked good. I think he's out for the season.
Yeah, I wouldn't, to be honest, I wouldn't mind him being out for the season. To be really honest,
I wouldn't mind either.
It's not that he's not a good presence. He is a good presence, and he does get his stick in there. He's not a traffic cone, but right now, I think Mikkola deserves that chance.
Oh, for sure.
I think Mikkola's speed on defense. I actually think Mikkola and Dunn together might be a better pairing than people are. I know they're both offensive-minded defensemen, but if you look at what they've been doing here lately, there's something that I don't think a lot of people have noticed. Both Tarasenko and Hoffman have been playing the point, right? So what that is, and if you're a new fan or you don't understand what I'm talking about, a lot of times the forwards get up in the play, so they're behind the net, they're on the forecheck, they're around the boards, they're in that area around the goal line. And the defensemen stand back, so if the puck comes out or comes loose, they can play back in the play. Well, what's been happening is Tarasenko and Hoffman have both been skirting back to the left or the right point, the right circle, right? The right face-off. They've been skating back to there and allowing the right defenseman to get up in the play. So you're letting an offensive guy like Mikkola or Dunn get up in the play while you skate back, cover that, and if the puck does squirt out that way, you've got a wide open lane to a shot, and that's what happened on the power play. That's exactly what happened on the power play. Mikkola got up in the forecheck a little bit, and when the puck gets passed around, or not Mikkola, Dunn, and voila, we have a goal.
There we go.
Yeah, and that was a good. I liked the third period, and I didn't like the second, but I liked the third. I liked the third. I thought I thought in the second that while they only gave up a goal, it started off like every second period this year started off flat-footed, not ready, no adjustments made.
I do find it a little sad that we look at the Blues second period and say, "Oh, we only allowed one goal and take that as a win." I find that just a little sad. Oh, they only let one goal in the second. They shouldn't be letting any goals in the second, but we're content with letting one goal in. I just find that hilarious.
Well, we're minus 18
we're
or
minus 20 now. We're minus 20 now after that one.
Minus 20 in the second period against a team that was plus 32 or 33, So, only giving up one goal in the second, I'll take that.
That's a win. It's sad, but it's a win.
Ashley Jones says, I thought it was a lucky second. E says, RO could see who could see his would at this game after. I'm not sure what you're saying there, E. Sorry, Guy. I'm getting ready to call Doc. Mary's got a really good contact that works with the Blues.
Okay.
And I don't put out most of what I get from him because I'm protecting his identity because the stuff I'm getting, it's like only he would know it. But I got some really good insider information.
There we go.
Right. Oh, you know what? I might have Darren Kimball on my pregame Wednesday or Thursday.
Okay.
Right.
Wow. I'll have to be there to watch.
Yeah. So the show's getting the BlueNote Fan Report is getting a lot better. You know, it's really starting to grow some. And you know, I missed some of the things that I'm doing. Like I haven't been doing the Aloha commentary because when you're doing 4 shows every other day, it takes you out.
It's overwhelming. It's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's understandable.
Yeah,
totally.
You know, and it's not that I don't want to do it or that I've lost anything for it. I really haven't. It's just, you know, I'm doing way too much right now. Right. And you know, I'm still friends with all you guys. I just wanted you to know why I'm kind of backing off a little bit.
Totally get it. Totally get it.
Yeah. You know, like I said, you see that, you know what I'm doing. I'm doing what, 4, almost 1, 2.
Yeah, I know what you're doing.
Almost 2.5, 3 hours every game day. And then trying to do the writing and the contest and all of that. It just dogs you, man.
It's a lot. No, I get you. Now, see, I'm having the same thing. I actually still haven't done my Blue Notes video for last game. I still have to do that because my just back hurts so bad. And I haven't, it's a lot. There's a lot to do. So, totally.
No, so, well, you know what? I put a question. I put a Twitter up. I want to share that real quick. And I want to get this out. I want to see what you think of this. Let me see if I can pull it up here. Window.
I miss you, Mason, and you yelling. Well, thank you, Mary. At least somebody misses my yelling. That's nice.
Oh, well, no. And Mason, you know I want to have you on the show. I just can't have you on every show, you know?
Oh, I know that. No, I miss me. I think she's referring to Blue Notes videos, too, because I haven't been yelling in the last couple of Blue Notes videos.
Oops. That's not what I was looking for.
Stop slacking, Mason. Don't tell me what to do, Rooster. I do what I want.
Yeah, you do. That I know for a fact. Okay, so I'm trying to pull this Twitter up that I did earlier today. Got too many things going on. Okay, so I released a poll today, and I just wanted, and normally my polls get like nothing, so I'm trying to surprise. So here's the poll, right? Can you see that, guys? So on Twitter, my Hawaii Blues fan won, the HTL at HISTL Blues fan. Let me know what you think. The reason is that the Blues have underachieved this season. Beginning of the season, just about everybody put them in the top 3 of this division, and we're not. We're in the bottom 5 heavily. And I came up with 4 things. I said coaching, injuries, players not bought in, and COVID and no fans. And then there's been some really good comments on this. See if I can pull a few of them up here. Injuries hurt us.
I know which one I voted for.
Oh, which one did you vote for?
Take a guess.
Coaching?
Nope.
Injuries.
Of course not. I love Berube.
Oh,
not injuries. Nope. Injuries not an excuse.
Oh, players not bought in.
That's the one.
Okay. No, see, actually, I'm not as much of a Berube fan as you are. I've seen a lot of I've seen a lot of poor coaching decisions made this season, right? But I actually don't think it's, let's put it this way. I don't think it's completely Berube's fault, to be honest, right? I think that we have an elephant in the room that doesn't get talked about or discussed as much, and that elephant is definitely Montgomery, right? You have, let's go back. I mean, I know everybody hates can't look at the past. Well, if you forget the past, you repeat the past.
That's true.
And that's what I think that's what's happening now. Because you go back to 17-18, and at the beginning of that season, or no, pardon me. Yeah, 17-18. No, 16-17. Go back 16-17. Beginning of that season, what happened? They brought in Yo to be the coach in waiting. Hitchcock, 1 year and I'm done. Right? Well,
they brought him
you
in.
You could see about December, January, where the mixed message was coming in. Right? And there was an absolute mixed message. So what did they do? They get rid of Hitchcock and bring in Yo. Okay. And then, but it didn't even, we made the playoffs. and had one good round, but that was it. And this was a team.
No, we didn't make the playoffs that year.
Yeah, we did. It was 17-18. We didn't make the playoffs.
So, no, you're right. You're right. Yep.
16-17, we had that really good series against the Wild that Allen played outstanding. We beat him in 5.
Yes.
We lost to the Predators in 6.
Yes.
That's when the Predators, we lost to, in those 2 seasons, we lost to the eventual Stanley Cup representative from the West.
Mm-hmm.
So that was kind of, and the thing with me was you had a team that just went to the Western Conference Finals. That was that good. And now you're losing to the Nashville Predators, right? I mean, with home field advantage, with home ice advantage. So that didn't feel as good to me as it did everybody else,
right.
Just because the Predators got hot. No. I wasn't. And then we get into 18 and the coaching, 17-18. And, you start at one point, at the beginning of 17, the end of the first, they won 10 games out of 13 or 14 in the first month. I think they were 10-2-1 or 10-3-1, something like that. And the one, actually, I seen the one. The one was the loss to Vegas, in Vegas. Because I was the first Blues game. That was the first Blues game I've been to in a while. And you were the number 1 team in the league, and you went and missed the playoffs by a point. And there's so many games that you can talk about where that point came from, right? Rooster Cogburn says, Cardinals swept the Reds today. Blues, please win tomorrow. Hey, we'll talk about Cardinals later, I have to.
Hey, my Mariners aren't doing too bad right now.
Oh, there you go.
A lot better than I thought they would.
Yeah, no, I get into baseball. I usually get into baseball closer to June.
Yeah,
right?
When the hockey season's over. Right.
Yeah, for me, April and May, you can't win a trophy. You can't win the trophy in April and May, but you can sure lose it. Right. And that's kind of why I just don't get involved until later, because you never know. I mean, for me, it's the All-Star game. That's when the season starts. NHL starting to turn out that way too. But no, getting back to what I said. So then Yo comes in, and Yo just something in his message got lost.
Yeah.
Right. And we come into the beginning of 18-19, and everybody is high on this team, even though things got lost. Carter Hutton leaves. You got Allen, he's got nobody challenging him. Who was it? Johnson, I think they brought in to be a backup. It just started with the opening night, a 5-1 loss to the Winnipeg Jets. And it was downhill all the way until they end up firing Yo and bringing Berube in. Well, you look at the situation here. First, you have Hitchcock and Yo, 2 head coaches. Then you have Yo and Berube, 2 head coaches. Berube's in there, and you have Savard, who was an assistant, never been a head, right? So he's following the head coach straight up. There's no question, He's not saying, well, this is my method, and it worked before. He's following this. Well, now you take Savard out and you bring Montgomery in, head coach. And if you look at the ice, how many times on a power play or even a penalty kill did they look confused?
All the time.
To me, that confusion absolutely positively comes from too many chefs in the kitchen.
That's probably a big part of it. I mean, Montgomery and, Berube, and you can look at the, second round Game 7 series against Dallas, and the Cup run. The 2 teams played totally different games. Yeah. They did. Dallas tried to be the quicker team, and they were the quicker team, and the Blues played that shutdown grinding style, So you can't help but maybe think that Montgomery is maybe affecting how the Blues play. Maybe Montgomery is trying to shift players a little bit at a time away from the grinding style and more into the speed style. Maybe he thought that would work. It just doesn't work with this group because we don't really have very many fast guys. We do. We definitely do, but that's not where we play our hockey. It's not.
But and see, this is where I have my where me and you disagree on the Yo thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
We don't have the system players that Berube had up till the beginning of this season, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we keep our speed in the press box instead of using it. You have assets that you're not using, right?
Mm-hmm.
To me, this is like having so you're the colonel or commander of an army, and you have the unit that you're fighting has adjusted, and what you were doing is not working. You have the thing that can help counter it, but you're not using it.
Right.
Right. And that's the way I kind of think. Hold on, I got to turn this other light on. I guess I'm a little darker than I thought I would be. See if this helps out a little bit, makes me a little bit brighter now. There we go.
There we go.
That makes it a little bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So
gotta
so
get
that's
you a ring
kinda,
light.
Yeah, well, no, so that's what I have. I have two lights here.
I have one that I don't use.
Yeah.
This is
No,
literally my bedroom light.
Yeah, no, I've actually got two really, really good lights, actually. I can kind of kick one over here for you. You can kind of see it. I don't know. $
15 ring light on Amazon that served me for 5 games, and then I stopped.
Yeah. No, this is I bought a really high-end light. So I got 2 of these. But one of them didn't come with the...
Chris, that's kind of what I'm thinking now. And I don't want to go on the assistant coaches totally ruining the... I don't want to go on the assistant coaches totally ruining the vibe in the locker room, because very rarely do teams get derailed because of an assistant coach. It just doesn't happen. He's not that prominent of a role. But you gotta, right now, there's a lot of off things about the season. And that's just one of the theories that I can almost buy into.
Right. And I just, my thing is, how do you go from a very, very cohesive team to a team that's playing confused? Mm-hmm. Well, it's got to be voices, right? It's got to be you're hearing different voices or wanting different things, or you like I said earlier, you don't have the same assets that you had. So you're trying to do something that you don't have the bodies to do it.
Right.
And that could have something to do with it. I really would love to see. By the way, I got to bring this up really quick. Rooster Cogburn saying, congratulations to anyone who picked O'Reilly for the contest yesterday, including myself. If you picked O'Reilly, that was a minimum of 5 points. Well, actually 6. It was 6 points because you had to pick the Blues to win. O'Reilly got 3 goals and an assist. So that's 4 points. And you get the bonus for the hat trick.
Yes.
Right. So that's 6 points. One guy picked the game right, picked Blues, right? Picked the Blues 5-3, but he had Kyrou.
He had Kyrou.
So no points. Yeah.
Darn it.
Somebody had Blues 4-3 with O'Reilly. So they got 7 points. I think there were 2 7 points and a couple 6-pointers out there. Yeah, so the contest has shifted up.
O'Reilly would not have been my player of choice. For that game, I would have said Schwartz.
I took Hoffman. I took Hoffman, which got me 8
points.
At
least you got a point out of that.
Yeah, at least I got a point. Well, I got 2 points, but I could have used a lot more. For me, obviously, I don't win anything, but it's my show. I want to show that I know what I'm talking about, and then I get all these zeros, so that doesn't help.
Right. Well, then your viewers get bragging rights when they're better than you at your own game.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of sordid entertainment in that.
Yeah. Hey, the pick'em contest is kind of fun, isn't it? I know you've played a couple of times, but it really makes it makes the game a lot more exciting, a little bit more fun. It gives, especially when it's a bad game, you can still root for your player to get you points.
Right.
Right. So you're hoping for that, and it just gives a different way. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, on stlfanreport.com, and I thought I had one pulled up, but I don't. Dumb, give me gum. I do that way too much, man. Way too much. Here we go. Oh, actually, I did have one pulled up. So let me show everybody what I'm talking about. You don't mind, do you, Mason?
No.
Oops. That's the one thing about StreamYard that I don't like is that you got to do everything. You can't pawn something up and have somebody else help you and do the chat or things like that. And then the other thing I don't like is if you're not a group owner, you can't go directly into the group. You got to use the RTMP, and then you can't use the chat. So
yeah.
But you know what? That's like really minor things compared to a lot of other things it could be, right? So
It's
I'll
like
take
gambling, but no threat of losing my house. Attaboy, Chris.
That's not a bad. That's
well
not
well
a bad.
said.
Who was
Well
that?
said.
Rooster. That's got to be Rooster.
Chris.
Chris Shockley. Yeah. I could see Chris saying that. I could either see Chris or Rooster saying that. I had 5-2 Hoffman, so 3 points. Yep. That's right.
Bad.
You got 3 points, bud. So here is the STL Fan Report. You go to stlfanreport.com. That's the main page right there. Let me put it full screen up for everybody so they can see it real quick. There you go. STL Fan Report. That's the main page. You know, tells you about, there's there's one way to get in the contest right there. Learn more. The BlueNote Fan Report, my show, you can get to some of the interviews I've done. I got a good one that only about 25 people have seen. We'll talk about that next. There's some of the articles we've written. We did an article and a show with Erica Weston. We've done a couple with Gary Unger. Really good stuff. So you come over here. The other way is go contests. Come down here to Hawaii Blues Fan Contest. If you don't know the rules, one down. That'll show you the rules. Go to the contest here. My internet's running a little slow today.
You're all good.
Yeah. Well, I thought I clicked on it. Oh, no, it's gone. It's running a little slow, so we'll give it a moment to come up. But when you get there, you have to. First of all, one of the things that happens. Here it is. You can click right there, enter the contest. You can go find us on Facebook. That's my group. You can join my group and all that. You come down here. This is that Falk sign. That's first prize. This puck, and it's not that actual puck. It's one of those that's wrapped up. Is the mystery, the second prize. So I don't know who signed it.
Mystery. I got my DP 57 side puck right here, baby.
Yeah, and then third prize is right here. The 50-year anniversary with Mr. Bobby Plager on it.
There we go.
There's some of the door prizes I'm giving away. A poster, some more. I got 3 more mystery pucks, 2 of the Barclays, and another one of the St. Patrick's Day. I don't know why I can't say St. Patrick's Day. So they come down here to contest.
Tongue twister.
Say again, tongue twister. Yeah, I guess.
Kind of a tongue twister for me too. I can't say it. St. Patrick to the Patrick. St. Patrick's Day. There we go.
Yeah, the first time that you come on, this might be grayed out, and it wants you to sign into Google. If you don't have a Google account, it tells you how to get one. It's really simple. You can use any email address. You don't have to get a Gmail. You don't have to have, Google tracing you or whatever. That it's a way for us to ensure that only one person, you're only entering one address, and we can kind of make sure that someone's not putting in 4 or 5 entries. You come up here, you put your email address, your first and last name. This is how I track you and how the scores get added up. Pick a group. For a lot of you guys, it should be Lounge. Most of them, it's the Hawaii Blues Fan Clan. Depending where you're at, if you're not in one of those groups, just click Other and say where you're joining me from. Who's going to win? The Blues or the Avalanche? This is for Monday's game. The Blues score and the opponent score. Now, here's the big thing: the pick to click. You can pick a player or goalie, but that person has to be on the team you pick to win. So no hedging your bets, right? If you pick a player, whatever points they get, you get, right? If they get a hat trick, you get a bonus point. If you pick the goalie by name, you will get 1 point per 10 shots against and -1 for each goal allowed. If they get a shutout, you add a point. Now, there's a little caveat to this. If you can also just take the team's goalie. If you take the team's goalie and you get blown out, you get all the points. But here's where this can help you. Let's say you take the team's goalie. Bennington comes in, gets 15 shots, doesn't give up a goal, and goes out. Well, that's a point that you've got. And if Husso comes in and gives up 4 goals, you don't lose the points. Right? Or if Husso comes in and gets a shutout, you still get the bonus point. So that's how that works. Right? So you do that. And I do my picks on the pregame show every pregame. So I'll do mine tomorrow. And that's how you enter the contest. It's sponsored by Forrest Crump Enterprises. They help with all these prizes. These prizes are really great. I hope more people get involved in them. I'd really like to see. And here's what. I tried to give that shin picture away, but I didn't get to the 200 limit that I wanted. So if I get 50 people in this contest for Monday, I'll give away that shin picture, the signed shin picture I have.
There we go.
So that's how you got to do it. So get in for that, and we'll go from there. So let's get back to some more hockey. I had to talk about it a little bit. Goaltending has been an issue, right? A lot of people. Issue. Well, I mean, issue and not an issue. I mean, I think overall, our goaltenders have been good. They haven't been great. They haven't been outstanding. They haven't won us games, but they've played well. Mm-hmm. There's been a lot of defensive lapse, and we've seen that in the past with Blues history. I know that you are not happy with the 6x6, right?
No.
What if you gave me 5 minutes, and I bet you I could come up with a way to make you happy about that 6x6?
The Blue Notes podcast tried that for 2 straight episodes, and those episodes were 65 minutes. So I would be very impressed. How
about this? How about you're looking at it wrong?
I've been told that. And
how about it's not a 6x6?
Okay, Wags was telling me yesterday that it was a 6x3, not really a 6x6. It was 2 separate 6x3.
Yeah, it's actually a 6. It's a 6x3, right? And the reason for that is you only have to have him for 3 years. He's got a no trade for 3 years, right? The next 3, because this year doesn't count. It's not retroactive, so it's the next 3 years. Mm-hmm. After that, those next 3, he's tradable.
Right.
He's got stuff that he can't, the teams that he can pick that he doesn't want, but he's tradable. Mm-hmm. And at $6 million, when you really think about it, me and Lance talked about this. $6 million is about 9th overall paid goalies, 9th down the list. That's about where he's at. So even in 3 years, with his stats sit right in that 9th, 10th, 9th range for his career, for where he's at now. You're only really keeping him for 3 years, and you can trade him. And the teams you're going to trade him to are teams that are going to take him because they know that what he can do. And these are teams that are, because of the list, it's going to be contending teams. It's going to be teams that want that experienced goaltender down a stretch run, right? They want that goaltender that with good defense is going to win you 2 or 3 games or 4 or 5 games, and then be there in the playoffs if you really need them for a stinker, or you got an injury. You have somebody that you can fall back on with experience. I actually think that this is the smartest move that Armstrong could have made with him, because if you waited, let's just say you waited to the end of the year, and he gets thrown some $8 or $9 million offers, and it's still possible. There's teams that will overpay for goalies. I think overall you shouldn't spend more than $8 million for both goalies. That's my opinion, right? You can go 6-2, 3-3, 4-4, whatever, 4-7, but $8 million or less. That's where I think you should be. You bring a guy in at $6 million. I think that this is, even if he's down on his luck. Allen had offers for him when he couldn't do anything right. Right at $4 million, Allen had offers for him, but we still kept him. Right. That's so, to me, Bennington's contract is only 3 years. And I think that's a good gamble on a goalie. I think a 3-year gamble on a goalie is a good gamble.
Right, but then why lock him up? If you're Doug Armstrong, then why not just make it a 6x3 to make it more enticing for Bennington so that he'd want to sign it? I mean, that would be the only logical thing. But my thing is, if Bennington, let's say Bennington is absolutely atrocious in 3 years, like just terrible. Yeah. Like this contract already looks bad and we can't wait for it to be over. It's already hard to trade a goaltender. when he has an 18-team no trade clause and you're trying to get rid of a goaltender, that makes it harder. Really hard.
You're correct. It does make it harder. But the thing that you're looking at, and this is what I get back to, that means the teams that are going to be on his list are contending teams. The teams that are looking to get a cup.
Okay, but my other thing is why would a contending team want to take a $6 million gamble when they're already, I'm sure, cap strapped because they're contending teams? Why would they take on a $6 million goaltender who doesn't play well, even with salary retention?
Ask the Avalanche. Ask the Avalanche. They just did it.
And then when there is, Dubnyk is not a contending goaltender. He is not. Okay,
but he's a No, you didn't say contending goaltender. You said a $6 million goaltender. That's a contending team that just took a $6 million goaltender to shore up their net. They had goalie issues. They have a couple of injuries. They shored up their net with the Brodnik.
That's because any goalie is better than their former backup. That's why they'd take that chance.
Well, Frank Cure's pretty good.
Avs only playing $2 million. That doesn't surprise me. Yep, doesn't surprise me.
Okay, so
but then if you're gonna factor in, okay, well the Blues will just retain salary. That's the point. We want that salary gone.
Yeah. No, I see your point, and I see it both ways. I look at it this way. I actually look at this. Why would I go 6 with those no trades? Is because I'm looking at the flip side of the coin, that he does not become atrocious, that he becomes outstanding, right? He's 20, he's 26, 27, 30, 31, 32 for a goaltender. I mean, look at what Brodeur did. Look at what Raw did. Look at what Hall and Plante did in the later stages of their careers, right? Goalies don't age the same way that a regular skater ages. Goalies are wine. They do get better with age, and they get much better with age until they get spoiled. Mm-hmm. And spoilage for a goalie is 38, 39, not 35.
How many 39-year-old goaltenders do you know right now?
Well, Longo just went out. Longo was 37 or 38.
He wasn't very good. Let's see. Let's see. Hang on, let me look up. I don't know. How old's Jonathan Quick?
Quick's got to be 40.
And how bad does he suck right now?
Right.
He's sucked the last 4 years. Then Quick age. He's only 35.
35, okay.
Jonathan Quick is only 35. Let's see. Let's look at Devin Dubnyk.
Oh, here's Tom. Tom is joining us from your buddy from the Blue Notes.
All right.
3 years, one of Joel
Tom,
Hofer.
how's it going? Devin Dubnyk is 34.
34, okay. In 3 years, one of Joel Hofer or Colton Ellis may be ready. Then you find a sucker to take Bennington once his NTC loosens up. Oh, yeah, I'm with that. Crawford, who just retired. And where's Richter? Richter's up there. Age. Craig Anderson was 38.
Martin Jones is only 31.
35.
Martin Jones is only 31, and he sucks. Let's see. What other ones? Corey Crawford. Crawford age 36.
36.
Let's see what else.
So Crawford. So you go
Corey
back.
Schneider.
Crawford,
that's a good one.
Who?
Corey Schneider.
Yeah. All right. But Crawford in his 30s.
Schneider's only 35. So I just named off the 6 worst goaltenders in the league. By far the 6 worst goaltenders in the league. They all suck. None of them were above 35.
Okay.
So that's my logic.
Okay, I get that, but you're missing one of those. Go back a little bit. Crawford.
One of those? Which one?
Crawford in his
Crawford's
late 20s, early 30s was winning cups.
He was good. Yeah, Corey Crawford.
Okay,
that was 2016. That was 6 years ago. If he's 36 right now, that's in his 30s. So
30s, yeah. So
30 was his last cap.
Okay.
And then Binnington is 28 right now.
Okay, so that's where I'm at. So he's still in that zone. So you take him, if he's 28, you take him 31. A little bit further.
31 is when the no trade clauses. 31 is when the no trade clause comes in. Is when he's 31 or 32. 31. That's when it starts to get really bad. That's my only logic.
And the Civ Ryan Miller is near 40.
Well, that's because he's Ryan Miller.
Yeah. No, man, this is a good point. God, hey, you guys in the lounge are kicking up. I wish more of you were watching. There's 5 of you, but I appreciate it. This is Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. You're watching the BlueNote Fan Report on Facebook and the Hawaii Blues, or not in the St. Louis Blues Lounge on Twitter and on YouTube. I'm joined by Mason from Blues Fan Reacts and the Blue Notes podcast. We're sponsored today by Forrest Crump Enterprises, Mike Zook Enterprises, and War Stories Coffee. For more information, check out stlfanreport.com and have a great browsing session. Every view helps me. Thanks for that, Mason. No, I mean, it's good conversation we're having, though, right? Mm-hmm. I think I've loosened you up. I know I haven't taken you completely off, but I know I've loosened you up a little bit. Maybe.
No, not really. I'm still pretty firm. I don't like that contract.
Okay. Well, we'll see.
If Jordan Binnington,
so let me ask you this.
Jordan Binnington does a turnaround year next year and plays really well, fine. I might change my mind, but I'm not going to change my mind until I see something worth changing my mind for.
He gets you past the first round of the playoffs this year.
No.
No, well, I'm saying, let's say he gets you past the first round.
I still don't.
Okay, so even if he beats the Avs in a 7-game series?
Yes, I still don't.
You don't think?
Because that's going to be an effort, because that's not a goaltending issue. If the Blues beat the Colorado Avalanche, it's not going to be Jordan Binnington stealing it. It's going to be the players actually playing good, and playing consistent for the first time all season.
Okay. That's
what's going to lead us to win the Avalanche. It's not going to be the goaltending.
Oh, you know what? I'm with you on that. I'll see that. Okay. I'll buy that. I'll buy that. That's a good buy there. How are we doing in the chat room? I'm missing a few. That's okay, Mason. I get it. Chris Osgood wasn't very good at all. Yeah. Well, I mean, he did win a cup or a couple cups. And he probably won those cups in his 30s. When we got him, it was too late. Tom says they broke the mold with Brodeur. Yeah, more than likely. Love me a surprise guy show. Well, I appreciate that, Rooster. He sucked here for reasons. Yeah, I think they're talking about Miller. Miller was a sieve. Miller, God, man, that's one of them. I remember so much that season. Everybody's talking about, oh man, the only thing we need to get over the hump is Miller. We need Miller. We need Miller. We need Miller. Miller came here and say again.
I said I was confused after that trade because Yaroslav Halak, who was the Blues. Okay, the Blues were second in the entire league when that trade happened. The Blues were number 2 overall in the I remember it very clearly. They were number 2 overall in the entire standings, and Buffalo was number 30. And so I was like, why would they switch goaltenders? I remember being, however old I was when that trade happened, when the Halak for Miller trade happened. I don't even remember how old I was, but I was just getting like really into statistics and stuff like that. And I asked my dad, like, why would they do that? Because we're already good. Why would we trade our goaltender? And not only that, but why swap goaltenders with the worst team in the league?
Yeah.
I was very confused.
Yeah, no. So I couldn't see getting rid of Halak. I thought Halak was pretty decent, and the guy's still in the league. He's backing up Boston. And he's done decent backing up Boston.
Good. Oh my God, he's still good.
Yeah,
he's probably better right now than he was with the Blues, if I'm perfectly honest. He's probably better.
Yeah, I'm with you there too. I got a couple of things here. Tom says that Ryan is still the goalie, shall not be named.
Fair.
Rooster asks, do we still get rid of Hoffman after the season ends?
Yes.
I think there's something that a lot of people aren't looking at here, and it's the new economics of the NHL, right? Everybody goes, oh, well, we're not going to pay $6 million for him again. Well, we didn't pay $6 million for him this time. A player that was $6 million worth $6 million 2 years ago, pre-COVID, is not worth $6 million anymore. They're worth $4 million, right? And if Hoffman realizes that, that's what he's going to get offered. And I really do think that another year here, a full year, an 82 game season is going to be good for him. If I was him, I would take a 2-year contract with a no trade on the first year and an open trade on the second for $8 million.
Like total?
4 and 4. 4 and 4.
4 and 4. If he were to stick around on that contract, I think I'd be okay with it.
Right?
I think I would. If he would stick around on that contract. But it goes back to I don't think he fits. I don't think he fits in. You know, he's kind of like that. He's a great player. No knock on Hoffman at all. I don't think he just doesn't fit in. He doesn't. He sticks out. You know, and not really.
But you know why he sticks out? This is where you and me did. No, he sticks out because the coach doesn't use him in the best way he can use him.
Yes.
Right?
No, you're right there.
This is coaching. This isn't the player.
You're correct.
This is coaching. This is a player. And actually, if you've noticed, the fact that he's got 6 or 7 points in the last 3 games is because he's come off the forecheck a little bit. And he's playing more of a defensive.
On the power play now. He's playing on a power play with players just like him. That's why he's doing well right now.
But it's also when he's on his line, he's not in on the rush or in on the forecheck. He's back at the point playing that defense so the defender can get up on the rush. And he's actually playing a better defensive role than he has in the past. And prior to him going to Florida, he was a very good plus-minus player. Mm-hmm. His plus-minus didn't even out until he went to Florida, and they just put him on the power play, right? That's when his plus-minus went to junk. So he's a better defender than he gets credit for, but he's not he's not a Ryan O'Reilly forechecker. He's not a complete two-way player. And that's what you're trying to do is make him a two-way player. Well, the way to get around that, in my eyes, is to do what you do. Play him in a position in a more susceptible position. And he needs to be on the first or second line, not the third line. And he also needs to be with Tarasenko.
Yeah.
Right.
Definitely. Look at Tom's comment. He says, if it's a coach-player disconnect, the player loses the battle. See Keenan and Gretzky. He's right.
Yeah. You know, and that unfortunate. Well, you know, the difference there was the GM. GM and ownership.
No, it was the coach. No, it was Keenan. No, it was
No. But I'm saying, hold on. No. Keenan's the reason Gretzky left. But ownership and the GM could have rectified that.
How?
Because Gretzky, and I know this for a fact, said, you get rid of Keenan, I'll stay.
See, I don't remember that.
Oh, no. That was behind the door, behind the scene.
Oh, that was
right?
Okay.
If you remember, I did an interview, and you may not have seen this. It was 2 years ago. I did an interview. Actually, no, it was last year, I think, with Bruce Affleck. Right before the pause, right when the pause happened last year, I did an interview with Bruce Affleck. And Bruce came on and said, we had a full agreement, an all but signed agreement with Gretzky. And Keenan messed that up. So think about this. Keenan does whatever he does to make Gretzky come and say, I'm not signing the deal. You fire Keenan, Gretzky stays. That's the point. So I think that now you have a GM who feels that he's bigger than the team and bigger than the coach. I'll tell you what, if Hoffman went and said, look, I want to stay here, but me and Berube don't mix. Sorry, I'll go look somewhere else. Looking at this season, I could see Armstrong bringing Berube into the office with Hoffman and saying, we're going to fix this right here and now. What's the discount? I could see that happening in the offseason, or I could see, I really can see this. I could see they get blown out, they get swept in the first round. I could see Berube not being back next year.
No, I can see that too.
Right?
I wouldn't agree with it, but I can see that happening.
Right. So that's just the only problem for me with that is Montgomery. I don't think I want Montgomery as a head coach. Right.
I don't want him either. Nope. I don't want. No, I love Montgomery to death. He would do such a terrible job with this team. I'm sorry. He would. I'm sorry. He's a great coach. He doesn't coach the Blue style. He simply doesn't. You know.
No. And
it doesn't work.
Yeah, and this is why this gets back to the original thing that you and me talked about. When I come down to coaching, I think there's two voices in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I go back. You had two voices. You had two voices with Yao and Hitchcock. Then you had two voices with Berube and Yao. Then you had one voice with Berube, and oh my goodness, what happens? We win. Then now you have two voices, right?
Mm-hmm.
This disconnect that we're seeing now happened during the pause. Something happened during the pause and during the bubble, and that's when all this stuff that we're seeing started. And you could see it. That last second goal.
Fucking day.
Huh?
Clear as fucking day. The moment the bubble
started. That last second goal against Colorado destroyed this team. We have not recovered.
Here's what happened. I started covering Blues hockey. I started covering it in the bubble. And now they suck. Do I just need to drop off the face of the earth? Is that what I got to do?
No, Mason, you do not need to drop off.
That's what I got to do. You know what? I deleted my channel tonight. Doing it right now.
I think Montgomery is a good head coach. I also think Montgomery is a lousy assistant coach. Well, somebody agrees with me. Joan Kennedy Jameson. I have never seen her before. Hey, Joan, program. Look at Falk, how everyone wanted him, and now he stepped up, and how everyone loves him. Hoffman is capable of being a good player. Another player out of sorts. Time will tell us to our way. Pass. Just check that comment. I wish I could show. Say again.
You're cutting out pretty good right now.
Oh, I am. Yeah, my internet's telling me it's getting time for me to stop. But we'll
gotcha.
Adjustments. Oh.
Do you need to reconnect?
No. Hi, Mason.
Bye, me. All right. Well, goodbye. There goes my Twitter. There goes my channel. Sorry, Tom. I know we wanted to do a great rehaul of Blue Notes next year, but I am sorry. I gotta delete everything now. I'm sorry.
Rooster says he thinks Guy has his internet from our Tom thinks I have his internet from yesterday. We're about to get a solo react show.
It wouldn't be very
Chris Shockley, great point. Did you see Chris's point? Do you think some of the
Speed
players that saw Speed kills us? Say again?
Yeah. I'm seeing it right now. Yeah.
Oh, Speed kills us and lost the buy-in on the forecheck. You know, I'm on that. I'm on that board. I'm on that. I think that's a really good board. That's possible. And then you see, we talked about this at nauseum yesterday, but the Sanford issue, I think Sanford is the microcosm of the macrocosm, right? Here you have a player that has made mistake after mistake after mistake, but doesn't get sat, right? You have other players that have made a minor mistake, not as egregious as Sanford, yet they get sat. You need to play better. Hoffman, for example. Hoffman gets sat. Kairu's been sat. Mikola's sitting. You know, these are guys that, to me, are better than Sanford, yet Sanford keeps getting the pass.
We'll disagree there. I still really like Sanford. That last game was like the game where that was a bad game by him, and he deserved to be scratched in that game.
Well, he got scratched yesterday, but I
him.
don't think that was a punishment scratch.
I think it was. It kind of was. I think it was Berube going, listen, you sucked. We got to take you out. This is an opportunity to try something else. Let's go 11 forward 7D this time. Let's just do it.
Well, I also think he knew that Parayko wasn't 100%. I think he knew that Parayko may not make it through the game. Mm-hmm. I think that had a lot to do with it. Man, can you believe that the Tampa Bay's in third in the East? Carolina's top of that division. That doesn't
really surprise me. The Florida freaking surprises the hell out of me, but
yeah.
It's Mike Huffman. It's Mike Huffman. The moment he left Florida said, all right, well, I guess we're going to do good now.
Fire Berube and get Torts. No, don't want Torts.
Don't want Torts.
Nope.
I would love to play for him, but I do not want him to be in. I don't want to. I don't want him coaching the Blues. I would love to play for him. Yeah. I love playing for coaches like that.
You know who I want? I can think of one name, and I can't even think of his name right now. The Islanders head coach, Barry Trotz.
Barry Trotz. Mm-hmm.
Right? You know why? Because that'll mean we'll had all 5 of the top winning goal coaches coach the Blues at some point. He's the only one in the top 5 that hasn't coached the Blues.
John Cooper?
Cooper's not in the top 5.
Oh, are we talking about like top 5? We're not Stanley Cup winners. We're talking top 5.
No, top 5 coaching wins all time.
Okay. Right. Yeah. Bowman, Trotz. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're right.
Bowman, Trotz, Quenneville, Al Arbor, and Hitchcock. Mm-hmm. Hitchcock. So yeah, that's where it's at. Oh,
Donut
Kyle
King.
Says it's a joke. Say again.
Donut King.
Ken
Hitchcock, Donut King.
Yeah. Well, hey, this was a lot of fun, Mason. Thanks for the impromptu coming on. We're introducing ourselves to the Blues Lounge. And while we probably didn't get a whole bunch of viewers from the Blues Lounge, they're going to have this to go back and watch, and maybe they'll watch, and we'll start getting some more interest in them. Tell us about yourself and where people can find you.
I'm on YouTube at Blues Fan Reacts. I yell about every game. That's all I do.
Don't forget, he's also on the Blue Notes pod. He's part of the Blue Notes podcast. And I'm Guy, the Hawaii Blues fan. You can find me on Twitter at all kinds of addresses, but HISTL Blues Fan, STL Fan Report, or even Blue Note Report. You can find me on YouTube at the Blue Note Report or my website, stlfanreport.com. I got my own Facebook group, man. I'm all over the place. The Hawaii STL Blues Fan Clan. Check me out. Check out our contests and our sponsors. So, Mason, this is Guy saying aloha, mahalo, and thank you so much for joining me on the Blue Note Report today. You got to know that I'm bleeding blue with you, and I can't wait to see you on the next Blue Note Report. Let's go Blues, and let's get in the playoffs. Aloha.
Let's do it.